when I was in, I think it was second or third year university, my mother ended up with a crippling, disabling spinal injury, and basically went to all the doctors, and they explained to her that she should go and have some drug therapy and injections and cortisone and physiotherapy, and so after she exhausted all the therapies and all the injections and all the pills, she was really no further off. And so a good friend of my mother's, who'd been seeing a chiropractor for a number of years, suggested that she go and do the same. And to make a long story short, within 3 months she was back up walking and doing most everything. The motivation for me from day one, and to this day, 25 plus years later, is that story. If that could happen to my mother at the age of 63, then what could I possibly do, with the life of a young kid or a young adult? So Rebecca, we've just done the scan, and I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. You're heading back to school?
Yeah.
Yep. And I noticed that we've got some areas of pressure at the very top part of the spine. Do you ever get any headache?
I write a lot of papers, do a lot of essays, so I mean the sense of me being hunched over typing, isn't necessarily the best thing for myself.
I think the general perception in chiropractic is that someone has an issue with having some type of pain. Typically it's some kind of spinal related pain, and whether it's neck pain or back pain, headaches. I think that's the public perception of seeing a chiropractor. I've done something to my back, I've done something to my spine. And so we want to address that, absolutely. However, we want to make sure that the nervous system is working and operating properly so that it can express its inborn potential. So the problem is that we've had numerous accumulated previous spinal injury and distortion that haven't healed properly. Then we know from research that that causes shifting misalignment in the spine that will begin to interrupt and interfere with those nerve impulses from the brain going to cell and body tissue. Jason, remember last time I was telling you, these are some of the nerves that are going into the lungs, control respiratory?
I hurt my back at work. I was just doing some overhead work, and just something kind of wrenched in my back, and it was very painful. I couldn't really bend down or lift anything, so I found Dr. Mataraz through a friend. I do physical work, so that's why I come in every week. I did have 4 compressed discs in my lower back, and that would progressively get worse until they degenerated, but now they're fine.
I'm going to stay up top, and then just lifting the head up this time, best you can. Yep. The premise for me as a chiropractor was always to make sure that that nervous system, that brain was firing as close to 100%, and that that body was able to express itself through the nervous system as close to 100% as possible. I think for me, the underlying never-ending message has to be that we're all a self-healing organism, and that we were designed this way, that we were actually created this way. That's the design, and that health comes from within. And as chiropractors, what we want to do is we're facilitators. We want to be able to facilitate what it is that's going on in our cortex, in our brain, and do the best we can with helping the body to express that information, those messages down the nervous system, down that spinal canal, to every cell and organ tissue in the body. And that the better that we can do that, the better the body's going to function.